Hello! This is episode 20? This is episode 20, right? This has to be episode 20. I
I
hope
think
it
so.
is. It is though July 1st. Oh my gosh, it is July 1st, 2016. This is episode 20 of Heroines of the Cherry Blossom. As always, I am the head maid in charge, Pizza Maid, and of course I have with me the Princess of Nor, Sushi Geisha.
Hello.
And then, of course, I have the guy who totally just kind of went against his own family in Fire Emblem Fates, Smashy.
Hi.
But this is episode 20, Cherry Blossoms, Made in Heaven. I'm pretty excited, guys. It's all about maids! I can't wait. I can't wait. We get to chat and discuss maids this week. And let me tell you, that is obviously a love of mine. There's nothing I love more than being a maid, both in real life and in games. Actually, no, I take that back. I don't enjoy being a maid in real life unless I get to wear the maid dress. Doing the chores is just not fun unless you're wearing the maid dress. But this has been quite the return. I mean, we've been away for a couple of weeks. It's been so busy. The summer weeks are just the longest, I guess. I mean, there's just so much going on, but we finally managed to catch all back up and pick up right where we left off. And let me tell you, in between those brief couple of weeks that we had been absent from the interwebs, there was a lot going on in the world of games. And I think it's safe to say that we have a lot to discuss in just the realm alone of what are you playing. So I'm curious to ask, Smashy, Sushi, I'll start with you, Sushi. What are you playing?
Um, sure. So I'm still playing Fire Emblem Fates, but not as much heavily. I'm trying to wrap up some kids, rescue the last couple pairs that I have created. Um, and I've kind of become obsessed with Shiro lately. He's Lobster Lord's son. I don't really know why. I
Oh,
paired um, Lobster Lord up with my dear sweet sister, Elise. And so Shiro has this really pretty blonde hair, and I think that's why I don't know, but I'm obsessed with him, so I'm going to have to find him a good wife. So I'm doing that, like just logging in every day, checking in on Leo. Oh, and Leo's birthday, my husband's birthday,
this is true.
is
Happy birthday, Leo.
June 30th.
Happy
So
birthday.
happy birthday, Leo.
Happy birthday. Takumi says happy birthday.
He's a great dad. So, so I've been doing that. I picked up Fire Emblem Awakening, which is before Fates. I now have another husbando. Um, Crom is amazing.
Hmm.
Um, I am once again a princess. I kept the name Nanako because I'm like jumping through time to collect all the hotties. And then I'm going to go back to my castle and be a princess with all my men. Um, but I really like the story in Awakening. It starts out like Fate seems very serious from the get go, you know.
Hmm.
Um, Awakening kind of starts out slow, and then there's some pretty traumatic things that happen. And I was already pairing up characters by the first or second chapter. The one thing that I did like but stressed me out is that apparently if you don't pair up Crom by chapter 6, right, Smashy?
It's like chapter 11. It
Oh,
happens
way I
exactly.
was way off. But if you don't
Yeah,
pair
you're.
him up by chapter 11, he'll marry whoever is at the highest rank. And I was like, oh,
Mhm.
hell no. Like, that's not happening. I was very upset. I took to the internet and I was like on Twitter saying, no, all these hoochie mamas need to back off. Healbot had to talk me down. Smashy had to talk me down. Like, people were sending me strategies on what I needed to do. Like, it was intense. But I married him. I am now a princess. We have a beautiful daughter who is awesome. Um, but the game is really, really fun. I really like the characters. I really like the story. And there is no casual mode or Phoenix mode. So I'm glad that I started with Fates because I could learn really how to play the game. Because in Awakening, if they die, they don't die from the game, but you lose them on that map. So that's been easier to get used to, having that Fates experience where I had that little safety net that if they did die, they instantly respawned.
I think that's the reason I'm apprehensive about playing Awakening. I definitely want to give it a shot because Crom is amazingly beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been playing on Phoenix almost exclusively for Fates, so I'm a little nervous about losing characters and not knowing what to do. So
Well,
I'm trying to
yeah.
train myself to be better about it.
Yeah, but I mean, you can grind pretty easy in Awakening.
Mhm.
So it's not that bad. Like, it allows you the opportunity to grind your level up higher, um, and then go and proceed through the story and just annihilate everything. But I have to say that I agree. Before I played Fates, I was really nervous about that, but now I'm okay with it. So you may just want to give it a shot.
Okay.
I don't know. But the only bad thing about the game is I've run out of the number of male characters that I feel should marry my female characters, because I don't feel like they're up to par. Like, the female characters are so cool. Like, there's a maid in it, Pizza, and she rides a dragon, and her armor is armor. Like, she looks amazing, and she's tough as shit. And I don't have a good enough man for her to marry, because I married all of them off before I met her. And I'm like
What
heartbroken.
what is her name? Can I just ask?
Bella is Smashy, because I can
Church
never spell it.
Cherche.
Oh.
Church, I think is about how you pronounce it. She rides a dragon named Minerva.
Yeah,
Oh shit.
Minerva?
she's so
I guess it's a
pretty.
wyvern, but
She's so pretty. Her armor is amazing. I love her as a character. And it just breaks my heart that I can't give her a husband worthy of her. Um, are you Googling her?
Yeah,
Pizza?
I am.
Okay,
I'm just, I may be quiet, but it's only because I was just. She looks like Cordelia. She reminds
Mm-hmm.
me of Kildori and Cordelia, which means I'm gonna have to play her so me and her can be BFFs.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah,
Mhm.
she's awesome. There's a lot of really great female characters in Awakening. A lot of them. Um, and only a small number of husbandos as far as I'm concerned. But that's fine. I
Mhm.
really like the females in that game. Um, so I'm just kind of slowly pushing my way through. I don't want to plow my way through because I'm really enjoying it. So I'm just kind of picking it up at night, checking in, doing a map to level. And then the next night I might do a map to progress the story. So, but it's cool. I started Valkyria Chronicles on the PS4. I love that game a lot, but I'm terrible. Like, absolutely fucking terrible at it. I bought the PSP version, Valkyria Chronicles 2, on my Vita so I could kind of practice late at night when I'm kind of just staying around, not doing anything, watching TV. And I'm getting better, but it's straight up like Smashy way in here because I know that you are playing it too. It's like a military tactic game, but it has a lot of RPG elements. Like a really good story. Like, I like the story and I like the characters. I just suck at what to do with a giant tank and weapons. Like,
oh
I
yeah.
played magical girls that burn things with fire. I don't have a tank.
Tank.
You know? Like, this is hard. So I really like it. I like how it's set up like a storybook, so everything's in episodes and you can save in between. And the cinematics the animation is really pretty. The story is really good. I can see why it is a favorite, but I just have to learn how to be better at it. Apparently, the more drunk I am, the better military genius I am. But it's probably because I don't give a crap if they die at that point. But whatever. So I picked up Atelier Sophie.
Mhm.
That came out. It was fun. It's your regular Atelier game. But after a while, I did not really like it. It felt really grindy, not to the point where it was fun, like alt tab your mind out grindy. It was like, wait, I just killed 20 things that almost killed me, and I'm already out of materials, and now I gotta run halfway across the earth and the leveling didn't seem fair for what you had to kill. Like, you would be a level 1 and you'd have to kill like a level 10, and it would just almost annihilate you to the point where you'd have to turn back because you ran out of materials making your healing potions, which is why you came back out. And now you need to go heal yourself. I did like the characters in it. I did like how you can move around town, and the different characters would be in different spots. So if you open the map, you could kind of figure out when a scene would happen if a character that was usually, say, like at their store was all of a sudden at the church. But other than that, I got frustrated with how random the encounters felt, like the cutscenes. You just go to the town one day to buy like fabric, and next thing you know, you had like 2 cutscenes that happened. You're like, why did this happen? I could never figure out what triggered it. So I've kind of put that down for now. And they introduced a new crafting mechanic. And at first it was really fun and different. And then I just really missed the old way. So
This one's a lot more stressful.
yeah, like it just, it is fun. I did like it, but I just don't think it's where I am right now. So I just kind of put it down. But I'll check it out again. Trying to wrap this up because I have played quite a few games apparently.
That's not a bad thing. That's okay. That is okay.
So there's a demo out, and Pizza, you should check it out because there's a Maid in this game as well.
Oh, there we go.
It's free. It's on the DS store, the eShop. It's called 7th Dragon 3 code VFD, and it comes out in July, and everything you do in the demo will transfer over to the game as long as you don't delete the demo.
Okay.
But it's an anime bullshit game, JRPG, turn-based. It's really cutesy. When the full game comes out, you get to pick different art styles, it seems. And Smashy's going with Atlantis for obvious clothing and chest reasons.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And the other cool thing in this game is you build relationships, and people give you weapons and stuff. So, like, if you have a good date with someone, they'll give you a sword.
Really?
Yeah, so it's kind of fun. It comes out in July from Atlas, so that's why, of course, I'm buying it. It's really awesome. And then the last 2 things, I think I skipped one. I'm back into Warcraft. I'm farming Shadowmourne and trying to get Invincible's reigns because Smashy and Sabella have them because they're filthy casuals, and
Yep, we're casuals.
Arthas just hands that shit out to anyone but me, apparently. So while I'm farming Shadowmourne, which I'm halfway there, hopefully it'll drop. So I'm back doing that. And Tokyo Mirage Sessions, FE.
Bye.
This game is amazing. It's a crossover between Persona and Fire Emblem, but it's more like Persona, but it has Fire Emblem characters and weapon building. And it's amazing. It's a Wii U game that I'm actually playing my Wii U for once. It is straight up Persona. If you have played Persona 3 or Persona 4, you will pick it up and not even miss a beat. Like, everything about it. I love the design. It looks great. The music is great. The combat is awesome. They're called session attack, Smashy, right? And
whenever you match elements, it's a session attack.
Yeah, so like if one person does lightning damage, and that will trigger another person to do another kind of damage, which will trigger another person to do another kind of damage. So the whole time you're killing everyone, and they haven't even touched you. So it's really awesome. I've only done the first dungeon. It had a nice puzzle in it. It had a lot of like maid dresses in it. Maids are everywhere, Pizza. Like everywhere.
I love it. Bring it to me. Give it to me.
Maid dresses.
It's a revival, damn it.
Like the dresses were so big, you crawled through them to get to the other levels. Like it was like the elevator in a way.
It's beautiful.
But if you have a Wii U and you can get this game and you like Persona, you will not be disappointed. It is great. If you like Fire Emblem, I don't think you will be disappointed. A lot of the major characters are what they call mirages, but basically AKA personas. My husbando is there, and Smashy's waifu is there. So it's just really, it's been fun, and I've missed it because I wanted to finish the next game that I'm going to talk about. So I'll be picking it up next week when I'm on vacation. But the last game, other than the one we're going to talk about tonight, is Valhalla. We kind of talked about this pre-show. It is a cyberpunk bartending game, visual novel in a way, with anime girls and anime guys, but mainly anime girls. It's on Steam. The soundtrack is available to listen to on SoundCloud or on Bandcamp. You can purchase it too. It's by G.A. Road. It's only $15. The game is $15 on Steam, and it's really, really awesome. If you like anime bullshit, I guarantee you will love this game. It is fun. It's sad. It's moving. It's just silly and retarded, and I loved wasting my nights before I went to bed playing it. It's so relaxing, and I just had a good time. So I think that's all that I've been doing. I think.
You haven't been doing much then.
No, no, nothing.
Really? Really? Well, then what have you been up to, Smashy? What have you been playing?
Nothing. No, I beat Lord of Magna. I finished my playthrough of that because I'd never finished it before. I played and beat Valhalla too. I enjoyed it. It was fun. Played some Valkyria Chronicles. We've played pretty much the same game, so I'm gonna go through these kind of quickly. Played Valkyria Chronicles. I enjoy it because I see it almost as like a tower defense, sort of, because like whenever you move your people and have them take a position on the enemy's turn, your people will shoot from where they're standing.
Yeah.
Depending on how they're stationed. So I like to play it almost as like a tower defense, where it's like, move my people here, so when the enemy tries to move in, they're just getting like gunned down by all my people.
See, that's a good idea. I need to do that.
Gotta use your thinker. Same with Atelier Sophie. I played through that a bit. There were a few things that kind of like just disappointed me with the game almost. Like one of the biggest things is you have like the book who becomes like a girl who's like, it talks about that on the game box and everything. And it's like, oh, that's going to be interesting. It's going to happen some point early in the game.
No.
I don't know how far I was in the game when it happened, but it was like 10 plus hours in maybe. But I also did a ton of grinding, so maybe you could rush to it fast. But it was pretty far in the game. There was like a lot of story to go through before you could get to it. And just the game in general, actually progressing through the game just felt slow. So, yeah, I ended up just dropping it finally after I got The Alchemy Girl, the book. Tokyo Mirage Session. I'm enjoying it. It is a lot more like Persona, but it just has a lot of little flavor from the Fire Emblem games. Like, your level up sound is the same as the level up sound from Fire Emblem. I occasionally hear just little bits of Fire Emblem music playing or sound effects, and it's like, oh yeah, I remember that from the games. And there's just little things where it's like, there's enemies, the enemy classes will be classes from Fire Emblem, like Myrmidon and Cavalier and stuff like that. And it's like, oh yeah, they're using the weapons that they use in Fire Emblem. So that's kind of cool. I picked up Odin Sphere. I played a little bit of it, but I haven't had much time with all the other games. I'll probably go play a little bit more of it later some point.
Okay.
I started Star Ocean 5. I got a little bit past the intro area, but I just put it down just because I already am in the middle of Tokyo Mirage Session, so...
See, I'm super interested in Star Ocean 5. I'm curious as to what everybody thinks of it.
I'm hyped for it. It looks pretty cool. I like the skill system in that game, and it looks like it has like a few neat features. Like you can grind skill points as a general currency for your entire party. that you can use to level up like individual skills and stuff. So you could like rush specific things. That seems kind of neat, but I haven't gotten too much into it.
I struggled with
And
it.
Really?
Yeah, but I picked it up on a bad day. Like I had a bad day at work, and I came home when it came out, and the font is so small that like I'm gonna have to like push the couch up to the TV to like see it. And then like the voice acting is terrible. So I was talking with Smashy. I was like, he's like, well, the Japanese voices are there. I was like, I know, but I can't read what they're saying, so I have to listen to the terrible voice acting. And like the intro. And I'm going to give it another chance. I know that a lot of it was me, and I talked with Smashy, and he said it gets better after the intro area. Mm-hmm. But it could use a little bit better tutorial on what to do, because, like, you see these guys and you beat them up, and it says finished. And I'm like, oh, well, I'm done. No, they're all over the town. You just can't see them. And so I'm standing there like, why isn't this ending? Why isn't this ending? And then... yeah, so I'm going to pick it back up. So I don't really know how I feel yet, but at first, on Tuesday, I did not like it.
Oh.
Yeah, basically the intro, like, it seems like the intro is trying to, like, show off what I'm going to guess maybe happens later, which is kind of cool in games like this. Like, it looks like it's some sort of big, like, there's multiple battles going on at once, and you can move between them to, like, fight groups of enemies and stuff. But while you're not in them, it looks like their NPCs are still fighting. And there's damage numbers floating. I don't know if they'll actually, like, if you don't get to this group in time, they'll all die to the enemies or something. But I'm guessing maybe it's something like that, and that might be a mechanic that's used later, but they don't mention that at all. So it's like, you think it's normal battle type thing. It's like, oh, fight somebody in this circle. Okay, beat them, I'm done. I just noticed there were numbers floating in the distance, so I'm like, oh, wait, is there more going on down there? But if you miss that, you could just completely just not notice it and be like, why isn't this ending?
See, I think with Star Ocean, this game in particular, I think a lot of people hyped it up just because of the lineage and the story behind it. Because if I'm not mistaken, Star Ocean 5, the series itself has been around for decades at this point, if I'm not mistaken. Like, at least a decade, right? I could be wrong. But
I remember playing Star Ocean 4, like, it'd probably be like 6, 7 years ago. I could be completely wrong, but
yeah,
about that long ago-ish.
I mean, I'm not too familiar with the Star Ocean series. Like, I faintly know it. So, I mean, just knowing the longevity that the franchise and the series has had, I know a lot of people were stoked about it. So I'm just hoping that these are more minor things and that it doesn't really affect the overall gameplay and, you know, the enjoyment for the player.
I will say, I agree. That's why I want to give it another shot. I had dropped frames in mine a couple of times, but some of the reviews were really harsh. At least the critic reviews in air quotes. But a lot of people on my Twitter feed that enjoy JRPGs and enjoy the Star Ocean games really enjoyed it. So I'm hoping that, you know, it is a good continuation of the series and that maybe it just has a rough start or a couple rough areas. I mean, no game is going to be 100% perfect, right? There's going to be some things we like, we dislike, but I'm hoping too that it, at least for me, that I'll have a better experience, and so will other people that are really excited about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, one thing I will say that I saw looking stuff up on it online, some people were saying that the game's only 20 hours long, but what other people are talking about that is that 20 hours is like, you don't talk to anybody in town, you rush from objective to objective, you don't bother with the crafting really, you don't bother with gathering, you just kind of rush through the game. So that seems pretty unfair to call it that, but I heard some other people saying, like, if you play through on the normal difficulty, do like half of the side quests or so, explore the towns when you get to them and do stuff. They were saying more like 35 hours, 40 hours, something like that.
That's which not still, that long.
Yeah, that still feels kind of short. Like, I remember Star Ocean 4, like, I still have it. It was like 4 CDs when I got it the first time. And I remember, like, they were like, I don't know. It was a long game. I couldn't tell you how long it was.
I judge every game by Persona 3 and Persona 4. And they're like 80, 90 hours.
Yeah.
So, like, that doesn't... I mean, I hope it's jam-packed for what you pay for it. I mean, that is a lot of time. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to
like 40
minimize
hours.
that at all. But, I mean, I would expect it to be a little bit longer. But, I mean, 35 hours is nothing to sneeze at. I mean, that's...
Oh, I'll sneeze at it. Don't try to stop me.
Oh, my God.
Ah. But yeah, I don't know. I'll see when I play it. I usually leave games sitting open, so I'm already at 20 hours in Tokyo Mirage Sessions, and I'm only 2 dungeons in, but I'm filthy casual to leave the game sit open. I was like, is something on Twitter
I
to
know
look
it's
at?
because you're
Yeah.
staring at your waifu who's staring at you behind a column.
Oh, yep. In game, yeah. I
She
was like,
does that.
Sanka's not
Why
sitting
don't you
behind a
tell? I don't
column.
think you've told Pizza who your waifu is.
No.
So my waifu in Tokyo Mirage Sessions is Tharsha from Fire Emblem Awakening, who
Really?
is also Rajit, whatever her name would be, in Fire Emblem Fates.
So wait, have you married her in Fates yet or no?
I I married Rajit in one of my playthroughs in Fates.
Okay.
Yeah. In my second Revelations game, I think, when I was replaying it with San.
Oh,
I
snap.
married Rajit. I made her a witch. Her magic is stupidly high and just everything died in
She's a
one hit.
beast.
Beast. That's how she is in Awakening too. Just
Yeah.
ridiculously high magic mage, just nukes people to oblivion.
Yeah, I don't have to pair anyone up with her. Like, she's married. Like, she's good on support. I just put her out there in the field alone, and people just line up and they get slaughtered. And I'm like, you handle that over
Mage is so
there.
legit.
My witch is so low level. I actually made Setsuna my witch, and she is just broken. I need to build her up like something fierce. In due time. In due time.
Yeah, one thing I can't remember if it was like this as much in Awakening, but I noticed in Fates, a lot of the characters that aren't mage classes would sit at 0 magic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, absolutely none. I don't know if I'm just remembering wrong from Awakening, but I thought they'd still, like, get some magic where it's like, they're sitting on, like, 20 strength, but, like, 7 or 8 magic or something. In Fates, it feels like they can get to, like, 20 strength with 0 magic if they're on the melee or physical class.
Mm-hmm.
So switching anybody into a mage or something just was terrible.
Oh.
Yeah. Although once they become a mage, they get that boost of magic, and then they gain magic fast as they level up, but they're already considered like a higher level because they were at a level when they switched class,
Yeah, I just kind of lean more towards like the physical classes in Fates. But it seems like more as I keep progressing through RPGs, I prefer the tankier kind of classes as opposed to the magic range classes, which is not like me because I don't like being combative like that. But for some reason in RPGs I do enjoy that. So when I see more and more of them, I'm like, yeah. And then if you give me a fucking unicorn, I'm good to go. I'm still hoping for I want a unicorn. I got a Pegasus, but I want to be a fucking unicorn. So
See, the thing with a lot of Dark Mages in Fire Emblem, though, is Dark Mages have high defense, I believe, usually. Same with Sorcerers, and you can make them into Dark Knights that are, like, a pretty high defense and resilience class.
Mm-hmm.
So they can take hits pretty hard, and then they dish out hits pretty hard, too, with their magic.
I have to actually give it a fair shot because when I had Sakura and Azora, they took forever to level. Like I finally got Sakura to become a priestess, and then I finally just got Azora to level 10. I was like, oh, this is fucking bullshit. I just prefer being tanky. I don't even need healing. Fuck it.
I'm struggling the same way with
Olivia.
Olivia in Awakening. I call her my stripper, but she's a dancer. And I love her. Like, she has this beautiful pink hair, and when she walks, glitter drops, like, from her, and she has, like, I don't know, flowers that swirl around her. She's the one that makes you move an extra turn in that game.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I wanted to pair her up with Gaius, who is this hot little thief who loves candy.
Yeah.
But leveling her is just so frustrating just to get her to level 10, and like she's so weak, so like if she gets anywhere near the enemies, they just go directly to her and just like wreck her face, and if she dies, she's off the map. So I have to wait till the next map to bring her on. Till it's just, I get what you're saying. It's just frustrating for some classes sometimes to level them.
It really is. You want to give it the benefit of the doubt, but you get to a point where you just get so frustrated by the grind, which I've never normally been frustrated by a grind, but in this game particularly, the grind really breaks me sometimes. And I think just because, one, I'm playing Birthright, and two, I'm playing it on Phoenix mode, I'm acclimated to this point at just leveling up as fast as I do. So it's like I have to remember that other games aren't going to be like that. And I'm like, oh shit, I am fucked. So fucked.
Gaius is also in Fire Emblem Fates. He is Asugi. He is whose child? He is Saizo's child.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he is a ninja in Fates.
Oh shit!
I love
has
him.
A cameo.
He's part of my harem.
Oh, is he now?
Yes.
I like Shigure. Shigure's got my heart. I like Shigure.
Now you can like cheat to level up the dancer and singer. Usually, if you have them dance on someone or sing to them, whatever, they get EXP. And what you can usually do is have someone stand without a weapon equipped next to your dancer and just repeatedly have them end turn, have the singer dance, get them another action, and then just end your turn overall. And the enemy should prioritize the person without a weapon because they can't attack back at all. So you just keep doing that. Yeah,
should.
I don't know what's happening in your sim. But that's what I do to cheat level them up. You can also, I think, I use that in Fates for the opening thing before Chapter 5. And I think I have like a level 15, 16 Azure or something. Because there's a map where the enemy like won't leave their boss tower. So I just sat there leveling Azure up. But she's getting like 4 EXP per dance. I just sat there for like half an hour watching something on Twitch. It's like, do. So I had like a stupidly strong Azure to start the game.
Oh.
I cheated. Other games I was playing is I did that demo for 7th Dragon 3 Code VFD. I actually haven't finished. I need to go finish that. I beat like the first boss, I think.
Casual.
I know, I'm a casual.
Leave.
You started it you started it before you even told me to start downloading it, that it was out. So rude.
I had to get a jump start.
And then I started playing Sonicani, which is communication with Sonico, and that came out today apparently.
And we'll never see him again.
And this is the last episode that Smashy appears.
Actually, guys, bye. I'm gonna keep playing. I've been way too long. But apparently it came out today because everything I saw always kept saying just summer 2016, and like I couldn't find anything else. But I just got an email. It's like, hey, here's your download code on JAST USA, and I'm like, okay. So I started that. It's pretty enjoyable so far. I'm liking it. I'm glad I played Valhalla beforehand as like a visual novel beforehand to, you know.
To what? I'm sorry, I don't know. What? To what, Smashy?
I'm glad I played Valhalla beforehand just to get used to reading lots of dialogue.
Uh-huh.
Between making choices.
There's also a blonde Sonico in Valhalla.
That was not my point.
So, do you have to
She has a rocket punch.
Do you feed Sonico drinks in Sonikami?
Yes, actually, that's the entire point of the game. I sit there and mix drinks for her. And yeah. No, I don't. I take photos.
Uh-huh.
I take photos. There's little circles. It's sort of like a rhythm game. It's like little circles that have the things move into them and you need to hit them when they hit the right point.
You take photos of her?
With no context whatsoever of the game, I just assume it's like Pokemon pictures. That
Pokemon Snap.
It's Pokemon Snap.
That's exactly what I think of.
It's Sonico Snap. The context of the game is you are her personal photographer, and you have to go find jobs for her to model as.
So you're her manager. It's quintessentially you're her manager.
No, have you seen her
with
manager?
Her manager? Yeah, I got her.
Her manager is intense.
He wears a Hanya mask,
yeah,
which is as the game informs me, is a personification of female jealousy. Apparently, it was used in plays to show like a demonic female jealousy, or a demon that I don't know.
Oh yeah. My god! I should have never Googled Sonikami. This is hard.
His head is constantly on fire.
I love him.
He breathes smoke, and his eyes are on fire when he gets angry.
I love him. He's
He's
so
great.
cool. I fell in love with him
Demura.
in the in the anime.
Yeah, he's great. I think in Sonokami, your boss is like a famous photographer who I think was in the anime actually. He has like a bald head with hair on the side, wears a Hawaiian shirt. I think he was in one of
Yeah.
the episodes. Like he gets drunk with Sonica's manager.
Yeah, I remember that.
Hmm.
Sonica's manager saved her from being attacked by an octopus or a squid. Something on the
It
beach.
was
Something with
yeah
tentacles.
Yeah.
something with tentacles that was for basically a what is in Japan like Sentai Squad or whatever. It's like Power Rangers. No,
I don't know.
right? But yeah, it's basically like Power Rangers, where it's like one of those they were filming something, and they use Sonico as the damsel in distress.
So how fast do you think you're gonna beat Sonicami? I'm legitimately curious. Or is this even a beatable game?
It's a beatable game. It has multiple endings.
Uh-huh.
I know there's a bad ending where you fail Sonico's career. I
Oh.
know there's different endings. There's one where I think you date Sonico, one where Sonico's career does well. I don't know any other ones.
Smashy just wants the
Something like
dating ending.
that. That's all I'm
Just-
after. That's all I'm after. Simple.
And so last night was Smashy's last night of sleep because he's just gonna stay up these next few days trying to get the ending that he
I've
wants.
got 3 full days to play through the game. I'm good.
You're gonna
So-
go over to visit him, and his whole desktop is just gonna be screenshots of all the pictures that he took.
I thought you were gonna say it's good. I would think more. It's going to be screenshots of all the text dialogue options and like arrows pointing about like how they affect the game. Like, what kind of hearts did I get? How did that affect the characters?
No,
How
this
did I
is
get the
you.
ending?
This is you we're talking about.
Sonicami is gonna become Smashy's esport, and he's gonna be a pro. He's gonna get sponsored by Red Bull.
I'm already good. I've gotten rank SS in all the photo shoots so far.
Oh. Why am I not
Yeah.
surprised? I'm not surprised, Smashy. But you know what? I actually want you to do really, really well. I really do. I want this to be a good primer for you in the world of visual novels and sexy chicks. So, go for
Moving
it.
on, though. Pizza. What have you been playing?
Me and Sam have agreed that Fire Emblem Fates is an addiction, and he may have potentially lost me to this game. He hasn't truly lost me to this game, but he's damn close. Damn close. I've been playing tons of Fates. I've been playing Birthright with 3 saves. I have Pizza, the Hoshido Noble, and then, or no, that's Lisha Rue, I'm sorry. And then I have Pizza, who is a maid. Can't really do one without the other. And then I made Sam a Vanguard for personal reasons. And I've just been playing that, working on leveling up their, finishing them through the storylines, been doing battles, pairing up people, and just kind of diving all into Tumblr and just sharing my experiences with everyone. That's been a huge bulk of my time. But when I haven't been playing that, I've been playing some Final Fantasy XIV because the new Amazon promotion that came out like maybe 2 weeks ago gave us the housemaid dress, which was awesome. So
That's right.
yeah, I actually purchased Sword Art Online Lost Song because I had been wanting to buy that for a really long time. And it was on sale. It met the prerequisites for the promotion. So I was like, kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Got it. So I did that. And I actually changed my retainers in Final Fantasy XIV to look like Jacob. And
I saw that.
I was pretty proud of myself. I was like, yay! And then I actually changed from my dragon lady to a Lalafell so I could have my Odango buns back and a white flower in my hair. So now my Alicia Rue in Final Fantasy XIV looks like my Alicia Rue in Fire Emblem Fates. And I'm absolutely in love with it. Everything's pink. Everything's rose pink. Aside from that, though, I've been playing a lot of mobile Otomes lately. I actually was playing Samurai. Okay, I hope I do this right because I always fuck up the letters. And I don't know if I'm doing it okay, but I'm going to try. Samurai Love Ballad Party, SLBP. one of our followers of the show, Juniper Otame, she's been obsessed with it. Like she loves it. And
Really?
I had been following her on Tumblr. We became Tumblr friends. I was looking at all the posts. I'm like, I'm a little apprehensive because it's a voltage game and I'm not
Mm-hmm.
too huge on voltage. Let me see if I'll enjoy it. It's so much fun. And I fell in love with a guy who was like a Japanese tuxedo mask, except he wasn't wearing a mask, he was wearing a wolf mask. And I was like, I want him. I'm a wife. I'm gonna put a ring on that. Let's do this. So I've been playing that pretty much on and off whenever I have free time. Usually a lot while I'm at work during my lunch break. I have like 10, 15 minutes to kill. So I'm like, I'm gonna just whip out my phone and play for a little bit.
Yeah.
It's nice because nobody bothers me. It's my happy place. Sometimes my boss peeks over and he's like, "What are you doing to that guy?" I'm like, "Nothing, nothing. Get back to work. It's time to get back to work. Nothing you see here." He's like, "You're a nerd." I could tell. I'm like, maybe. Don't judge me. Um, so I've been playing that because I was a backer for the Kickstarter campaign for Bloodstain Ritual of the Night, which was really, I just became a backer to buy the game for Sam. I actually got a demo of it, and I've been
Oh,
playing
cool.
that too, and it is awesome. I've never played a game in the Castlevania series, but I like it. It's a lot of fun. And Miriam is the cutest little chick ever. I'm like, oh shit, you're adorable. I can fight with cool weapons. I don't like the whip too much. I like the other weapons. So I've been playing that. Lords of Magna. I started the game. You know what? I'm just gonna say this. I've been playing Lords of Magna, and I absolutely love it. I'm gonna go deeper into the mistake that I made when I started playing the game because I didn't know that you can bring down the levels. So I was grinding super hard on just the normal level, and I didn't know that there was an easier enemy level.
I didn't
So
either.
yeah. When you don't get those memos, it threw me off. I'm like, why are they so hard to kill? Why is it taking me 2 weeks to get through 4 chapters? And then Smashy informed me that you can lower the level. And I just went through like 2 chapters and I was like, oh, that's how you do that. Okay, got it. So I've been playing that. But yeah, it's basically been Fates. I'm gonna pick up Awakening now because you told me about that.
Hmm.
The Seventh Dragon 3 code VFD. I'm gonna download that too. So that's more games to play. There's a whole lot of games that I'm going to be playing, but there's a lot of things I need to finish first. So for myself, I want to finish Lords of Magna. There's a reason, and I will explain it later on in the show. But I have to beat Lords of Magna. I have to. If I don't beat Lords of Magna, I need to denounce my maidhood. Like that's just how I feel.
I'm
Like
just telling you, chapter 8 is the only really long chapter. Like it's a long one, but it's the rest of them are fairly short.
there's a reason for all of this, and it's. I will discuss that in a portion of the show. I need to get to 7. Am I right, Smashy? I need to get to 7. Is that right?
Uh,
Is that
7 sounds about right for getting Fran.
okay? I'm yeah.
Six,
That has to
maybe?
happen. Stop.
6 or 7. I'm not sure which exactly.
Okay, but I have to finish. I have to finish that game before I can continue and progress further in any other game. Like I'll buy Awakening and I'll download the demo, but I will not play them until I finish Lords of Magna because now I'm invested into it. I've grown and attached into the ladies. I'm curious to ask though with you guys, like what games do you have to finish?
Um, right now, I'm hoping to finish Tokyo Mirage Sessions FE. Um, I'm hoping for that. I think my pre-order stuff kind of calms down between now and August, because let's face it, whenever Legion comes out for Warcraft, I'm definitely gonna start leveling in that. But I think I have a little bit of downtime, and with being on vacation next week, hopefully I can really plow my way through that.
Oh,
Personally.
nice. What about you, Smashy? What game do you have to finish? Or are you trying to
Okay.
finish?
Tokyo Mirage Sessions. That is my jam right now.
I'm living vicariously through you guys while you're playing that game. I'm just letting you know. Just remember, like, just get a popsicle stick and put a picture of me. So I'm just sitting right next to you while you're playing it. Sushi, if you can ask Sab to just please hold that picture of me while you're playing, so I can be like, oh, good job, Sushi, yay! I'm like, I don't have the console to play it, but if I did, I'd be playing the shit out of this game. So I'm definitely excited for you guys for that game. And I'm definitely curious to hear your thoughts at the end about it. That's something that I think
Yeah.
we can discuss. I'm very curious. But this episode is about Lords of Magna. Or Lord of Magna, I'm sorry. Lord of Magna, Maid in Heaven. Sushi turned me on to this game as she was so, so sweet and she bought it for me as a present. And I was like, okay, let's see, getting into it if I can do this, just coming off of, the wave of Fire Emblem Fates. I was like, all right, I got this. I learned I'm really bad in RPGs that don't have a Phoenix mode. If you don't have a Phoenix mode, I suck ass. Like immense ass. And I tried so hard to get better. And I really do like this game because this game as an RPG, context of the story all to the side, this game has a really interesting mechanic as to how you play an RPG. Its combat style kind of enables what I feel like is a bowling kind of mechanism, and it's almost like the way you aim depends on where you're gonna hit. I absolutely love the system. I think it is so much fun. I think it's great. I think it's different, and it's not something that I've ever really done before. Like, I've done Wii bowling, but I don't think that counts as anything. This, on the other hand, it kind of, I guess, grooms you to become a better RPG player because you have to learn a little more about accuracy, direction, and really to understand, as a player, to be reflexive of when you should attack and when you should actually defend yourself and just end your turn, which is something that I don't normally do in other RPGs. I'm like, I'll plow through this, I'll make it work. This game, I actually have to be a little more calculated in my movements, especially with the way the stats are shown and the way the health bars are. I absolutely love it. I'm curious about you guys. How do you feel about the mechanics of it?
I loved it. This was my second playthrough, so it was a lot easier for me this time around, which is why, like, I played it through the first time. I didn't know that there was the easy mode. Smashy found it. But the second playthrough...
Easy.
What?
Because I'm a noob. I found it in the menu.
But it was like... So this one was easy for me because I was able to carry over 2 characters. So I carried over my main character, who I called Yosuke, and Lottie, or a.k.a. Charlotte. And they were level 64s. So I just wiped the floor with, like, everything. And so I didn't... My second playthrough, of course, like I said, was a lot easier. But actually, when I beat it again the second time, I missed the gameplay so much, I wanted to start it back up again. Because it is so different. Like, I've never played a game like that. Like, I suggested it because it is kind of similar to Fire Emblem as long in the lines of you have a restricted space you can move, right?
Mm-hmm.
And some people, I know when I first played a more tactical RPG like that, I hated it. But since you had liked Fire Emblem and it was like that, I thought, well, maybe this is a good way to branch. It's kind of similar, and maybe you'll have a good time and all that stuff. And but I love it. I love setting things up. I actually did better my second playthrough with making that 10 combo to go again.
Mm-hmm.
It was great. I love the gameplay personally, and I was happy. I'm happy to hear that you did. I think Smashy did, from what I understand.
Yes, I enjoyed the game. I did like how there seemed like there were different ways you could take it. With the whole, like, the AP, I think it was called, but your action point thing that you could save up by not acting that turn and everything. And like, when I started the game, in the early points of the game, it felt like there was very little reason to ever use that on most characters except for Lottie, because her skill was like this massive AoE, so it's like, that's okay to charge up. The other ones are terrible and don't do enough damage. But I definitely found later in the game charging up the points and everything. And once I bought more skills to everyone, most of the characters all had like some skill where it's like this one has a small area but does a ton of damage, and being able to charge that up and just unleash that when I move within range of the boss or something was really strong. So I did like how there were different ways you could plan your turns, plan your actions.
And I will, before I forget, and this is something that Smashy and I talk a lot about, and Pizza, I know you will agree. In Fire Emblem, it's frustrating that when you level, you don't heal up to full.
Yep.
And in this game, you always pretty much get 2 to 3 fighting events during each kind of chapter in a way, and they're usually back to back to back, but in between, everything is restored to full.
Yep.
And I love that about this game. Like, even though the second playthrough, it was a lot easier for me, I remember on my first playthrough, it was great. And even on this one, when I picked up maybe one of the weaker maids when I rescued them, and then I had to do a heart event with them, I knew that they were going to be okay if I could just get through, that one part, because they would heal up to full. So I really like that feature.
And just even balancing the AP system, I absolutely adore that. I love that utility is there for you. I think I agree that this is a very the game as it's presented to you based on the art style, the story. It's very lighthearted, it's very positive, it's very vibrant. But the real thick of it, it's very tactical, and I think that's what I love so much about it. It's a good balance of both, like, happy, positive, still meets it's gonna kick your ass, you gotta do your best for it. And you don't see that with a lot of RPG games out there. It's either one or the other. It's either all about the fan service art and mediocre combat play, or it's ridiculously, like, amazing gameplay, but the story's just flat. So I feel like this one did a really good balance of both. And the story for me, at first in the beginning, and mind you, to give, to preface everything, I'm about chapter 5, finishing chapter 5, going on chapter 6 next in my gameplay. And I was a little apprehensive about the story at first because it started to me a little slow, and I don't like Amelia. Amelia reminded me of a character from Mean Girls, and I just didn't like her very much. So I found myself kind of thrown off. It wasn't until it started building up and I had the introduction of the maids like Lottie and Trixie and Glasses Girl, whose name I completely forget right now.
Glasses Girl?
Alfreda.
And see, I keep wanting to call her Alfredo. I kept wanting to call her Frida Kahlo. Like, I had so many names for her. I was calling her the artist for God knows how long. But once they got introduced into the story, that's when I got hooked. And Geralt was in there, and that's when I was like, oh shit, like I'm really excited to see where the story kind of goes into the fold. Because this game, I can't say that I'm at the point yet where I'm like, okay, I could see myself getting choked up with it, but I see that it's on that course. Like, I could feel myself getting emotionally invested into the storyline. I'm just not quite there yet. But the story is just it's pure. And I like that. Give me more pure in this world. Like, I want to just be a magical girl maid. And that's what this game is. This is my magical maid RPG. And I absolutely love it. I just need Amelia out of my world, though. Because I'm so sick of Amelia. I don't want her to be around. I don't like her.
She kind of fades into the background the further you progress, just FYI.
Good.
I didn't care for her character at first, but I was glad that I wanted her to end up with Bart, hopefully, or something like that, but I didn't want her to interfere with Yosuke and his harem of maids. Like, I didn't mind her there, but I didn't want her to mess up anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like she's more, in the nicest possible way, which there's no real nice way of saying this. She felt like a thorn in my side. Like, I just felt like her being around was a foreboding of trouble. Because it just seems to me at this point, and I'm even talking about, what was it, chapter 4? Where, like, the mayor or whoever he is comes into town saying that, we we can't keep the inn anymore because the maids are in there. I'm like, that's because that bitch brought him in and she just blew our cover and she was trying to cover for us, but she didn't do a good enough job because she doesn't know how to fucking talk. I'm sick of you. Amelia, go home. Go on your farm. Let the fiends eat you and let's call it a day.
Whoa, calm down.
You don't understand. Me and Amelia do not see eye to eye. Like, I'm not a fan of her. Like, if I could just punt her, I would. I would love to, and that's why I really want Fran, is because I want Fran to punt her. Like, that's how I feel. But I still love the gameplay. I love the story. The story actually reminds me of a Maid version of Oh My Goddess. That's what I kind of thought of. And I actually really like that.
The story, I don't know, for me, it's definitely not. I gauge everything on Persona 3 story when it comes to like emotional stuff. So it's definitely not close to Persona 3 at all, or 4 as far as being emotional, but it is a happy story. There is some fan service, but to me it's very light. It's not really intense. And it's just a fun, light, happy game where people want to do the right thing. And I liked that. It's very refreshing to me. You know, I like the story. It makes me happy. And the ending, I guess I did get kind of choked up at the ending because it's a happy ending. So yeah, I like that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know I call it romance, but I know who Pizza's going after. You want Fran, right?
Oh, yeah. Hands down.
Smashy, who's your love interest?
My love interest that I would have wanted would have been Adelheid.
Mm-hmm.
But so far as I could tell, at the point that she joins the game, there isn't enough intermissions in the game to finish all of her heart events in the first playthrough. So I think you have to finish up your heart events with her in the second playthrough, but I could be wrong. But I think I only had 2 chances to choose her, so I never got a chance to actually get all 3 heart events with her. So I only maxed out with Charlotte when I beat Charlotte when I beat the game for the first time. I did have 2 hearts with Gabby, and I did end up reloading a save where I went back and got the 3rd heart event for Gabby, but I didn't end up finishing the game, so it was like 3 or 4 chapters before the end still. But would have gone for Adelheid. Gabby was really nice. What I noticed in the heart events for Gabby, though, they were a bit strange. Like, I'm guessing it's because she's the lolly maid, but the whole heart events with Gabby are basically the main character and Trixie going together and like watching over Gabby as like Gabby is doing stuff like going hunting fiends and trying to do stuff like that, and you and Trixie just going to protect her, and it basically ends with you and Trixie acting as like parents for Gabby more
That's
than
weird.
like yeah. It was really weird because it's like it's Gabby's event and it's just you and Trixie are spending all this time together like watching out for Gabby, and it's like like, but why Trixie and what?
Yeah, that is very strange. Like, I went with Trixie because this is my second playthrough, so I went with Charlotte the first time. So your new game plus, you keep all your money, you get to bring over like 5 items and 2 characters. So I kept I had unlocked Charlotte the first playthrough, so this one I just went down because they say, I read online a good recommendation, and this makes sense. For every playthrough, just carry over one of the first girls that you get because it makes it easier. So technically you'll probably have to have like a bazillion playthroughs to unlock like all the girls, but like all their full events.
Mm-hmm.
But I went with Trixie this round, and I didn't care for her the first time, and I still didn't care for her too much this time. Combat wise, she seemed very weak at times, but I did like her story. And in the end, in the show notes I made a joke, in the show, or in the end, it made sense. So I won't say that what the ending is, but due to her demeanor and her characteristics and her behavior and her passion, how it ended, it just made sense really to have Trixie in that role at the end. So I liked her story, but she wasn't one of my favorites for combat. As soon as I unlocked like the last three girls, like Fran, Addie, and my favorite girl, purple hair girl,
Diana.
Yeah, I used them like with Charlotte, and we just wiped the floor with anything that moved. But also, and I can't do the spoiler, and you can't either, Smashy. But as far as the OTP, when I first played through this game, I went to Twitter and I said, wow, I'm really shipping Geralt with Kaiser. I'm really shipping them together. And someone who I love on my Twitter feed, he was like, don't do that. And I'm like, why not? I can do whatever I want. And he's like, Sushi, it's wrong. Don't do that. And I was like, whatever, and then by the time you finish the game, you're like, oh my god, yeah, that's probably not the best choice. So when you get there, Pizza, you're gonna be like, oh wow, Sushi's fucked up. Like, I knew she was.
Oh, I'm sure it's gonna be fine. I mean, we've played Amnesia Memories. What's the worst that could happen?
But yeah, it's bad. But I'm curious, what do you guys think about Bart?
One, he's kind of like, he reminds me of I don't even know why I'm making this like generalization, but he reminds me of AC Slater from Saved by the Bell. Like, he's just like that wingman right-hand guy who's just all brawn but no brains, and all he thinks about is girls. Like, they made him a stereotypical teenage boy in my mind.
Yosuke. Like, when I met him, I felt bad for naming the main character Yosuke because Bart was Yosuke.
And you're right. You're very right. He's like, I get his premise there, and I see that even in the story sense, he's comedic relief. Like, I remember I had to fight to go save him, and I think that was when I had Elfrida, I had Charlotte, and Trixie. And I remember just thinking to myself, I'm like, I really don't want to save him, but it's the only way I'm going to progress this story. Like, if he died, I wouldn't be upset right now. Like, that's honestly how I feel with him. But
who would make your maid outfits?
I'm sure I'm going to get a tailor at some point with one of these maids. I'm sure of it. If not, Amelia can get to work if she wants to fucking redeem herself.
Oh my god.
I cannot stand.
Set up a sweatshop for her in the back.
Like, bitch, bake me a cake and make me a maid dress, please. I can craft it. No, I can craft by like chapter 4. I'm fine. Don't worry about it. It's casual. I got this.
You have a furnace for crafting. You're not going to make maid dresses in a furnace.
I'm sure I could. Then why do you give me the mask and all the stores and all the different items? Obviously, you want me to make the maid dress, and I can make it with flair. Thank you. But Bart's definitely there in my mind as comedic relief, and he's there to kind of support. My character's name is Rue, so he's there to support Rue and kind of look out for him. And he kind of is the one that keeps him going when he feels kind of knocked down. So he does have some redeeming qualities, but I kind of don't love Bart. Like, it's the maid version of Oh My Goddess. I just want to push all the supporting characters out and focus on Rue and the maids and Geralt. And now I'm interested about Kaiser because I'm like, oh shit.
Have you seen him?
I've seen him, yeah.
He's a hottie.
That's why I was like, Geralt and Kaiser might be a good fit.
Don't do it.
Why?
Don't do it. I can't tell you. You gotta beat the game.
I'll beat the game, but I want to ship them. I want Yowie.
You know what?
Can't.
You know what? Enjoy it. Enjoy it in this moment. Enjoy it while you can. There are no images online that I could find, but if you find them, you know how to get them to me. Enjoy it. Because when you reach that point, you're going to be like, yeah, I should probably stop this ship. But you're not going to. Secretly, you're not going to.
Ship.
But you should stop.
I don't wanna. I want to ship the beautiful long-haired boys together. I want to tangle their hair together and have it all messy bedhead bear hair together.
So my opinion on Bart. Personally, I didn't like his name. Like, everyone else has, like, really fantasy-sounding names. Like, you've got, like, Charlotte, Beatrix, Elfrida, Diana, Francesca, Gabrielle, all the girls and everything. And then just Bart. It doesn't fit in.
I agree.
But I feel like that's what foreshadows his personality and character as a whole. He's just there. Like, that's what I gathered from that. I was like, oh, he's just a guy.
But I liked him. He's like that silly guy that's with you. He makes all the maid dresses and everything. And then he constantly tries to, like, talk with you about the girls and everything. He's like, you gotta give up the girls and stuff. And
oh my god.
What?
We have to tell Allie, when you get to the bathroom scene, you need to text us.
Bathroom scene?
Not bathroom, sorry. Bathhouse.
All right.
Oh
man.
But one thing that I like in this that was always fun is throughout your house there's like random boxes and stuff scattered around that you can like look at. Not really interact with, but like click at, like look at them and observe them. In every chapter there's a different line of dialogue for them, which is just like a little silly thing to like run around and be like, oh, here's that pile of boxes. I need one pack of these. And then like 3 chapters later you look at it and it's like, this pile of boxes is still here. I really should get to unpacking these.
Oh.
It's just little things like that. But one of them, when you go back to the bathroom, there's like or the bathhouse area, there's a pile of boxes on one side. And when you go and inspect it, you say, this is a journal of all the girls' baths. What the hell was Bart doing recording this stuff?
Oh my god!
Yeah.
That's your dialogue.
Oh
so he keeps a journal of all their baths and everything, apparently.
Okay, see, now wait. This is going to further support my point with what I'm about to say. Did you guys initially in the beginning take Bart to be like a sniveling kind of Weasley guy? Because that's what I thought at first. I thought completely that he was just this money-hungry guy, and he was kind of just mooching off of my main character. Like, that was my first initial impression of him. And it wasn't until I progressed in the chapters to realize, no, he's just, a teenage, lewd boy. He's just a perv. He's not as snivelly and Weasley. But in the beginning, I thought he was a complete like, oh, I just kind of want to bank in on his fortunes, whatever that may be. And I didn't like that about Bart. And it really turned me off to Bart. But I guess counterintuitively, it made me appreciate the main character more because he seemed genuine and sincere and kind of just, you know what I mean? Like, he was a good moral compass, So that's how I felt about Bart. And fuck Amelia. I can't. I don't like her. I'm sorry. I feel very confident to say, even though I have yet to finish the game, I am not gonna like Amelia regardless. Like, there's nothing about her that's a redeeming quality for me. Like, I really appreciate how she helped out making sure Trixie was okay and making sure Lottie was okay. But the bitch needs to get out of my house. Like, she reminds me of Kimmy Gibbler from Full House. I'm like, I just want her to go. I don't want her to be here.
Oh my god, I agree with that part.
That's how I feel. I'm just like, why is she still here? Like, what more do I need to do to convince her to get the hell out? I don't care what she thinks about me. Even if she does have a mad crush on me and has like a stranger danger shrine in her closet, I'm not going to give her the time of day. Not when I have all these beautiful maids coming around and just being adorable. Like, it's not going to happen. Amelia, go home.
She wants the D.
Well, there's Bart. Why doesn't he take a journal entry of that? Why don't you go to Amelia's house and write a journal entry on her? And her little bug bites in the front of her chest. I don't know.
My god.
I can't tell you. I don't think there's ever been an RPG game that I can think of that I've disliked a character as much as I dislike Amelia. And it's not because she's outwardly done anything to me. I just feel like she's just trouble regardless. And I'm sure that by the end of the story, I'll feel bad about half the things I said, but I'll probably get over it in 10 minutes. I just don't like her.
You know what this reminds me of? A couple of episodes ago in Stardew Valley, poor Smashy's waifu got like
Abigail.
her underwear burned, I think, or choked on. Like I don't
I hate Abigail too. That's honestly the best example you could have even given me, Sushi. She reminds me of Abigail. No. Smashy, yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Okay. We're breaking this up.
But now wait. Here's a legitimate question, Smashy. And this question I'm directing to you. What did you think of Amelia? I'm very curious about this because it makes me wonder if you have a type of just choosing video game character girls that I'm just not a fan of.
Let's see. I wrote something down. Let me try to find it again. See, I didn't hate her. She seemed okay. She's your childhood friend. She's kind of nice some of the time, rude some of the time. She's okay, but at the end of the game, I started just really hating her. Like, no, what are you doing? Just stop. Do stuff, not be so useless constantly. Hello?
No, I wholeheartedly agree. That's how I feel. I feel like Abigail, Amelia, and Charlotte are the triad of chicks I'd never want to hang out with in the video game world. Like, if we were living in Wreck-It Ralph and we could hang out with video game characters, they would be the three that I would probably try to trip with my foot.
Why don't you like Charlotte?
I don't like Charlotte because I think Charlotte tries too hard to be cute in Fire Emblem. Not Charlotte in Lord of Magna.
Oh, okay.
Not Charlotte in Fire Emblem. Yeah, I'm sorry. Listen, I feel like you had a better chance at choosing Effie. I like Effie. Even in all her beefy, I need to eat protein. I love Effie.
Guys, I can't handle this. I'm leaving. Goodbye. So much slander.
I'm sorry. I love Sonico. I don't mind Sonico. I think Sonico's fine. Doesn't that count for something?
Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, his feelings are hurt.
I'm sorry, Smashy. I really can't stand Amelia. Like, I don't hate Amelia, but I greatly dislike her. I feel like, again, even as you said, she's the childhood friend. Do I think she would have a cage in her house? No. But I could see her doing something equally as, out there with my main character. She'd be like, why don't you come over and have some tea and crumpets? And then it's like she locks the door. She's like, you're mine forever. And then the maids have to get you out of her house. And it's downhill from there. That's what I imagine Amelia to be. Stranger danger. That's how I feel. It's only taken 5 chapters to realize that. Sushi, what do you think of Amelia aside from that, though? Is this a little too extreme?
I found her annoying in the beginning. I felt that she was a little too clingy. Like I said, she's a childhood friend. And I don't usually... We've talked about this before in Otome games. I don't usually like that route. So apparently I don't like that route in men or women. So it's equal across the board. I just found her... But at the same point, I did feel bad for her because... she was kind of being overshadowed by all these really different new girls coming in. And, who knows? She may have had feelings for Yosuke. It came across that way. Or the main character, sorry. I have to stop referring to him as Yosuke.
According to the wiki, she has a crush on him.
Yeah, so,
yeah.
I feel bad for her because here comes all these women who have all these really cool abilities, and they're now living with him, and he's dressing them and feeding them, and they're taking care of him. But I think they could have portrayed her better, and by the way she fades out, it makes me feel like there's something missing in her story, because literally she just fades out. Like, she doesn't confront you. She doesn't confront one of the girls or, anything that you would expect if your love interest was being swooped away by, 7 or 6 hot anime girls. I'd put my foot down at some point, What
are you going to do when there's 7 hot anime girls, going after a guy? There's nothing you can do.
Well, no, I honestly felt like, and again, it's too soon to tell for me because I haven't finished the game, but I almost would have shipped her with Bart. Like, I would have put the two of them together at the end of the story for them to realize that even though they don't have superhero powers in that sense, they're still, you know what I mean? They mean something to one another. That would have been a great way to go, but I don't think that's what happens in the end. I could be wrong, but I'm
No,
almost positive that's not what's going to
it's
happen.
not.
Bart's gonna remain lewd and be a pervert, and Amelia is just gonna kind of constantly want the main character's attention, and it's not gonna happen. So now she's
Well,
just gonna fade into the dark.
Hey,
and I think the whole point of the game is family. And I think that's maybe how they wanted to leave it on. And I think the romance part was just kind of thrown in there because the ending doesn't really. It doesn't. You guys don't go off and get married, okay? Like it's not like that. So
Not
it
in
kind
your
of
game,
what?
maybe. Not in your game, maybe. I said.
Oh no.
That's true.
So but it protrudes this whole idea of family, from the minute you pick it up. And that's why he's protecting them and he wants them to stay at his hotel, is because he wants to protect them and he wants to have this family. And they want to protect him. And it's a constant throughout the game. So I think that's why maybe there was no, like, Jerry Springer moment of, like, bitch, that's my baby's daddy. Like, what are you doing? Like, he watered the vegetables in my garden this morning and he's mine and back off kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I agree that the universal message in this game is about family and that family doesn't necessarily have to be blood for it to not mean a thick bond, which I think is an awesome message to convey because I agree that family doesn't necessarily have to be a blood relation, that it can, transcend. It can transcend that to something more. And I really love that premise behind it and I love that concept. I just feel that Amelia should go into a fire is what I feel.
Oh my God.
I'm trying to be nice about it, but this game has so many similar anime stereotypes. Like you can literally play this game and go and think to yourself, okay, I remember a similar storyline in Oh My Goddess. I can remember Tenchi Muyo. This was Tenchi Muyo in a basic fucking nutshell, just with maids and him owning an inn. It has so many similar themes to other, popular culture tropes like that, but it still has its own, like, wholesomeness to it. I feel like the wholesomeness is somewhat skewed with Amelia being in there and not going away forever.
Fair enough.
And that's just how I'm gonna feel until she marries Bart. That's all I think.
Okay, well, I think we need to let you calm down. So, what about Kaiser? Have you met Kaiser yet?
No, I have not met
Okay.
Kaiser. I saw him briefly in a picture, but I did see Geralt. And I liked him because he reminded me of Ukyo from Amnesia Memories. That was the first thing that came to my mind. That's what
He's
I went.
a
I'm like, Ukyo. Ukyo. He's
He's
badass.
a mailman.
Stop. Just because he has a hat does not make him a mailman. You are rude.
It has a letter on the front of it, I think.
Le-
Something like that.
Leave him alone, sir. Back off. Moving on. Apparently, I like Geralt. In case you guys couldn't tell. Just some helpful advice for you, Pizza. When you get to the last boss, there is a way to cheese it so you don't die terribly. Would you like guidance? It doesn't ruin anything. It just makes the fight a lot easier.
Yeah, no, I'll take that because I'm not. Literally, when I did the Geralt fight in chapter, what was it, 2? I failed for like 3 hours. I failed. So I'm willing to take any advice I can get.
So you can buy items in this game, and one of the most important items that you can buy are fear bottles. And what it does is it makes the enemy, it puts them in a state of fear, so they can only do certain attacks.
They can only do basic attacks. They can't use their special attacks.
Right, so they can't annihilate you. On the last boss, you'll fight him 2 or 3 times, Smashy? 3 times?
Something like that. I think it might be 2 times. I
Okay.
could be wrong.
So on the last turn, the bad guy will transform, and that's all I'm going to say. And you'll know, because it's a pretty dramatic fucking transformation. And when he gets to 50% health, he starts annihilating people. He'll, like, basically one-shot your party. So the strategy is put everyone, spread them out. So have someone north, south, east, and west. So that he has to turn and face that cone towards only one person. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So that way, if one person gets hit, it's just one person. It's not 2 people or 3 people. But if you throw that fear bottle on him, he can only do basic attacks. So, but after 50% life, I believe it's 50%, he will do something that will one-shot everybody.
Okay.
So, stock up on fear bottles the further you get in the game. And the next thing you know, it'll be done in 5 minutes, and you'll be like, that was the easiest thing. Compared to me, the first time I did it, I failed it like 3 times. I went online. I was like, what the fuck? And someone was like, oh, yeah, just get some fear bottles. And I did it and, like, one-shotted in, like, no time.
Now, wait, is this the second time that you fight him at 50%, or is this the first time you fight him at 50%? Or do you mean overall?
The second time.
Okay.
When he transforms, and you'll know it, that's when you know you're at the last battle, and that's when you need to use your fear bottles.
Okay.
Now, the big thing is they last for a few turns, and personally, I had enough money to buy like 20, 30, 40 of them, something like that, by the final mission, because the last few missions, you fight through just so many enemies, and you can go to the store, like, after every mission. You can buy just a ton of them. So I just did that, and I just made sure to keep him permanently locked down. And I actually did it because he has a bunch of unit spawners around him. I think I spread it out so I had 3 people around the boss only, because I kept having people too close when I was trying to spread them around the 4 corners.
Okay.
So I just left 3 people around the boss and like 1 person off to the side, just beating up the ads that spawned.
Okay.
To keep them off everyone. That way I didn't have anyone get hit by his normal cone AoE.
Now, this is a question that I did have as a fangirl. I noticed that each maid has their own, like, specific weapon. Like, Lottie has her sword, Trixie has her bow, and I think Elfrida has her, like, gun, her, like, machine gun, her AK-47, whatever that is. What does Fran have?
I think they're fist weapons, right, Smashy?
I believe Fran just uses her fists, yeah.
That a girl.
She's Chie, basically. Like, seriously, like, her personality. So when you told me it was her, I wasn't surprised.
I do. I love my fist girls. And wow, okay, that came out wrong. But you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
because even Alicia Rue from Sword Art Online, she's a fist weapon. She's a fist monk user. So I'm just like, fuck, I should just mean that as a class. Probably would be better in a lot of games if I did that. But I like that. I like that she's a fist fighter.
Yeah.
And go for the gold. Go ahead.
She's tough. Like, you'll find yourself including her in your party and, like, ditching everyone except for the main character and Lottie.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's going to be a higher level, and her auto attack hits 3 times.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Now here's the question, too. Since she's so late in the game, I'm probably not going to be able to get all 3 hard events with her, am I?
No.
Okay.
Fran, you might, I'm not sure. Because the hard events are, once you get further in the game, like, every hard event will have so many characters that are going to be in it.
Yeah,
like, it's not going to be everybody.
Not every girl, so at every hard event, you can't pick any girl you want.
Oh, okay.
It's restricted to whoever has a hard event at that time.
Okay. Got it. I could do this. I can do this. Take everybody out. Got this.
But yeah, I mean, if you're on easy mode, I'm sure it'll go a lot better than before for you.
Well, no, okay. So the thing is in the beginning, mind you, I'm still very much new in the world of RPGs. I was like, shit, I'm constantly dying and this is not good. And why is this taking forever? And then Smashy told me, he goes, oh, you could lower the level of the enemies. And that changed everything. I was like, well, fuck. I'm like, okay, helps. I mean, I got through it. It just took me a really long time. And again, not knowing the combat system, not knowing the mechanics, it was a bit of a learning curve.
Yeah, but
It's,
I have to say I'm really proud of you because I remember Persona 3 was my first RPG that I beat by myself. And I remember how frustrated I got like when I first started and I didn't have the confidence that I could do it. And when you beat that one game, whether it's an RPG or FPS, when you beat that one game that is totally new to you, it really gives you a confidence boost. So, I'm proud of you for beating Fates. I think that that's great. And just don't get discouraged because I start off every new game the same way. Like, that's why I have Smashy and that's why I have Sab and you, is so I can be like, hey, this game is pissing me the fuck off. What the hell does this even mean? Get in vent and tell me what I'm doing wrong. But I'm proud of you. Like, it takes a lot to branch out and try new stuff and just really stay positive and know that everybody struggles. We're not all like great at everything, and the fact that you're simply trying a new genre, that's a huge deal. Some people only play one game their whole life. To be a better gamer, I think you have to play a lot of different games because they teach you so much about being a gamer. So I'm proud of you, and don't be discouraged. We all go through that. It sucks. Like, it took me, my first playthrough in this game was like ridiculously long, like because I was so scared and I grinded because I was so scared that I was gonna die and I didn't want to die. But I'm really proud of you for trying something new, and I totally get the fear and the frustration and but it's good to branch out, and I'm happy that you're having a good time. And if you ever need help, that's why a lot of times Smashy and I play the same games, is because I need someone to tell me what the fuck I'm doing. And so I mean, I'm really proud of you. That's all I'm saying.
Thanks. I'm enjoying it too, and that's the thing, is that I'm glad that I'm playing it and enjoying it. Like, I'm not discouraged, and it's nice because when you play so often social games like like MMOs or something, you have constant criticism. But when you're playing an RPG where it's just you and only you, there's an element of excitement to that because you're not going to judge yourself. You're not going to criticize yourself, or at least you shouldn't,
Right.
But that's kind of the enjoyment that I get out of the RPGs. So I kind of enjoy that. It's my quiet time, like to just, focus on playing a game and enjoying myself and kind of letting time escape, losing track of time. So
Yeah.
it's a good time. But I'm going to play through this, and then I'm going to have to play my second playthrough because I'm not wifing Fran. And I still want to understand why Kaiser and Geralt are not meant to be, but I'm going to just have to figure that out for myself.
Yeah. I will say one of the best things, my two favorite things about this game is the music. The soundtrack is really good. And then I know Smash and I, we really like, so I am a sucker for games that have a bath scene. I love it. Persona 2, 3 and 4, they have bath scenes. Like, I love it. They're really fun to me. And this one has a really fun one as well. So.
Oh, man. Bring it. I'm excited to see it. I am. I love how this game also particularly has these like anime scenes. Like, it's purely anime. Like, it's straight up like Fate Stay Night. I'm just like, whoa. Like, it's just constant moving animation with good music in the background.
And I'm stealing Smashy's talking point here because I agree with him. So even while you're playing the game and the character little sprites, they move and they bounce around, and I really like that. So good job, Smashy, pointing that out.
That is true. I remember now because Trixie like flips her hair and it's adorable. I'm like, oh. I love it.
Yeah.
But definitely, to anybody that hasn't tried this game hasn't tried this out. Oh, wow. I'm not talking beautifully. If to anybody that hasn't tried this game, I wholeheartedly encourage you to check it out. And regardless of your status or skill as an RPG player, I swear I can't talk tonight. If you are a new player to RPGs or if you're a veteran player, I still suggest you try it out. I enjoy it a lot, and I've been having an absolute blast with it from start to finish. Could it possibly be the maid aspect? Maybe, but I think that the combat and play really kind of hooks you in too. And you do get emotionally invested into the story. Like, I don't want anything to happen to Rue. And like, I have my little, all my girls looking out for me, my hype crew, my squad.
Right.
So I'm like, no one's gonna fuck with me. I got the squad. Let's do this. So if you guys want to try it out, I wholeheartedly suggest it. Check it out on the Nintendo 3DS. Because I don't think it's available on the PS Vita, right?
Right. It's the DS only.
Ugh,
PS only.
that sucks.
And it's really cheap. It's $30 on Amazon. And you get the soundtrack with it.
Wasn't it on sale like a day or two ago? Is it still on sale?
Actually, I think it is. I think it is on sale.
I'm gonna tell you now. And Prime Day's coming up on the 12th too, so there's gonna be even more sales. So
Yeah, it's currently $21.97 when you pick Amazon as the seller. Let's see if that still is here.
2843 by Exceed.
Yeah, that was from June 30th. Oh, no, might have been that day only.
Either way, I think
Yeah,
it's fair for the price.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think you get a lot of different variety in the game, and it purposely gives you a lot of different options of what you do. If you need a break from the grind, or if you want to add on to the grind, there's an option for each of those, and I think that's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Everyone should play it and check it out. Now I want the Japanese Made in Heaven official perfect guide. I don't need it, but I want it.
Well, do you do you want to jump into upcoming releases or?
Yeah, if you definitely want to jump into releases, does anybody have any final parting words? Fran is my favorite maid. That's my final words. Like, Fran for life. I'm a Fran girl.
The bath scene was great because it was all fully animated, and the animation quality in the game is really good. It was great.
Pizza, when you get there is a certain order of things that you have to do to unlock it. So text
Don't
one
listen
of
to what
us.
Sushi tells you because she
Hey!
told me the wrong thing.
I told you what to do. You just didn't follow instructions.
I did exactly right.
So when you get to that part, text one
Okay.
of us and we'll help you.
How will I know that I'm getting to that part?
Because
You'll know.
Yeah, you'll know.
Bart will be like, "Hey, let's go back to the bath."
Okay.
And
Yeah. You'll
That's
have
so
all
cute.
the girls unlocked and it'll be like a scene and Bart will be like, "Hey, come over here." And you'll be in, because you can do the bath salts anytime in the game when you get them.
Okay.
And they buff your character and give you
Oh,
different what?
Whenever I use the bath salts, I never once got like a scene like you showed me where you got with some of the characters.
No,
I
I'm
don't
not
know,
saying
like-
a scene. I'm just saying you can do it at any
Yeah, but-
time.
Didn't you show me
Yeah.
that when you use the bath salts, sometimes you get like not really a scene, but like the two characters talking or something actually?
So yeah, okay, if you
Wasn't
use
that
the bath
familiar?
salts regularly, one of the girls, probably Charlotte, will show up in her bathing suit and she'll say, "Oh, I like to take baths too." And that's it. But I had a scene randomly with Fran where she like assaulted me in
Yes!
the bath.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
thought you
know
said
how that
salted
happened.
you.
No, assaulted. I don't know how it happened. I don't know how I unlocked it, but it happened, and I have the pictures to prove it because the main character, my Yosuke, like, it was great because he's in the tub, like, in the bath, and there's a rubber ducky, and, like, she's saying that she's coming in, and like his hair stands straight on end, and his eyes just become those circle like white eyes.
Oh man.
Yeah, so you may get that, you may not. I don't know how I did, or I would tell you, but there is a separate animated bath scene that is really pretty. It is fan service, but it's funny. And so whenever you get there, just text one of us, and we'll make
It's
sure
not
you
fan
get it.
service at all. What are you talking about?
Hush.
It's totally it's Fran service.
Right.
I'm Fran girl and I love Fran service.
She
all
is
the
in
way.
it. So
Mm-hmm. All for it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to ask. I have like a million and one questions, and I'm sure I'm going to keep asking them as I progress in the story. But I'll remember them as I go along. I have to think if there's anything else. But did we have any releases that we wanted to discuss?
well, there's some stuff coming out this month
Mhm.
that I was just going to share real quick. July 12th is the demo that we talked about. The full game comes out July 12th. It's 7th Dragon 3 code VFD. And there is a maid and butler class in there.
Oh man. Did you pre-order the game? Now I'm curious to ask.
Yes, I did. I actually, when I saw the information that they released of it before the demo, I went ahead and pre-ordered it. It had been on our radar, but we weren't sure if we wanted to actually throw money at it. And playing the demo, it's along the lines of what I would consider like the quality of like Stella Glow and Lord of Magna as far
Okay.
as gameplay. Like, it's not gonna change your life. Like, I'm being realistic here.
Mhm.
But if you like anime bullshit, I mean, I'm probably gonna
I
like it.
hate anime bullshit.
So
Ah,
yeah, I have it pre-ordered. I'm pretty sure you do, Smashy.
I do not yet, but I'm probably going to.
Which
Okay.
classes are you guys gonna play? Do you
Well,
guys know?
Yeah, sure.
I don't. All
I-
I know is in the demo, I picked an all-female party, and I had the main character. I had the maid, and then I had a lowly like magician,
Elementalist.
sorcerer, or
Something like that.
elementalist.
Summoner, something. They use like elemental magic. I want to mention that quickly because there's something that I just saw that's kind of neat. Is like they use elemental magic that uses these cards that they draw every turn.
Mm-hmm.
Or like at the start of every battle, they'd randomly have like two cards, and the three types are like fire, lightning, wind, or something. Maybe might have been that. But like all of her abilities would consume one, so like you might draw a fire and a lightning, and you couldn't use her wind ability right away. But every turn she would draw one, and she had a skill called Draw that would draw two more cards. And then certain skills would consume like all of one type of card to do extra damage or something.
Okay.
Not super crazy, but it just seemed kind of neat. It's like, oh, that's a neat mechanic for a class and stuff.
That kind of reminds me of Astrologer from the Astrologian in 14. I think that's interesting. I like that it's being implemented in other games. Oh, and can you actually change the color of your
Yes.
main character unit?
Yes.
And
I
you can-
believe you get to make it and customize it yourself.
Yeah, in the demo you do not get to do that, but in the game you do.
and you can choose yourself to be a god hand, or you can just choose to have one in your party as a god hand.
I don't
believe you can choose any class, but I'm not sure exactly. I know that I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure exactly because I think this is one of those games where you get pre-made characters in the demo, but I think otherwise you get to choose like which one of the three styles, the Atlantis, Tokyo, or Eden style, and then which classes from those styles and everything. And then you can alter their look and stuff like that. But I think it's like you'll make your party of whatever you want it to be.
Okay,
And it's not-
it's probably just going to be all god hands. If in a perfect world, that's what I would like. But I don't know. And did you guys already choose if you're going to be Eden, Tokyo, or Atlantis?
You don't choose that in the demo.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah.
But Smashy's gonna go Atlantis for obvious
I don't know.
reasons.
Wait, what is the obvious reason? I haven't seen it. I don't know.
Fabric and lack thereof it,
Oh,
and
loincloth?
cleavage.
Sam,
Oh.
the classes are not bound by the. Uh, oh no, right. There were NPCs in Atlantis, I think, right?
Yes.
Oh, right. I forgot they're NPCs. No, but there was
You
also the
called
one.
it the minute the website went live. You were like, I'm going Atlantis. I'm just letting you
No, but
know.
then I was like, wait. There's a fox girl in Eden.
So he doesn't know.
So wait, what's the differences between the three classes? I don't even know.
Three styles, no idea.
Yeah, I don't know either. In the
We'll see once
demo,
we get
it's
to the game.
very it's a very short, straight to the point kind of demo, and you don't get to customize anything like that.
Okay. So how long does the demo actually take to play from start to finish?
Uh,
2 hours, maybe, if that.
at that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
It doesn't take anything to download. It's a really fast, short download.
Oh, cool. Then I'll download it tonight. Because I want God hands. I want all the God hands.
Yep. Let's see what you fight dragons. You have a base. You can date. Actually, I'm curious how the dating thing's gonna work because I was thinking it's one of those games where you make all your party and everything. But if you're dating people, I'm wondering if you actually do that.
I don't know
I-
if it's dating or just like social links. Like I don't know.
I could be crazy. It looks like from all the pictures of the date thing is all like NPC characters. I have no idea how the game's gonna be. I haven't. I don't know. I haven't
Stop
played
guessing.
Think about.
I was gonna say, if do you guys have anything with absolute certainty? Like, do you know
It
what
was
you want to do?
fun, and I beat up a dragon.
No.
The end.
That's it. That's all you need. I
One of
hear
the
that.
preview pictures of her rune knight looks absolutely insane. She's got like giant teeth and a huge smile.
I almost did not expect you to say teeth. I'm gonna be honest. I thought you were gonna say something else, and I was like, "Smashy, no." And this is available for the 3DS, right?
Yep, only.
3DS.
Okay.
And that's July 12th. On July 19th, Gal Gun Double Piece comes out for the Vita, and if you do
Yes.
warning, if you do not like fan service, do not buy this game. Do not. Just letting you know.
I don't know what you're talking about. It doesn't look like there's any fan service tentacles in the game at all.
So, on a scale of 1 to conception, what do you think?
Conception is not the top. Like this one blows. This is like Monster Mon Piece where you rub the Vita to get their clothes off.
See, the Monster Mon piece wasn't even that bad, I don't think.
I know, but it's along those lines where Conception is just like the idea behind it is probably worse than what actually happens in the game. But like this game, yeah, if you do not like fan service, just ignore this whole thing that we've just talked about. Don't even.
Right, it's the one that comes with a screen cleaner as part of the collector's edition.
Yeah. Moving on. So that comes
Move on,
out
yes.
July 19th for you Vita like fan
Favorites.
service fans. July 25th, Phantom Brave Chroma comes out on the PC, and this is a PSP, I guess port or remake or something. I played the PSP game, but it was before I really understood like strategy and tactical RPGs, and I hated it. But I'm really looking forward to it. It's
It was
really
also on PS2, I think.
probably yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Yeah,
Mhm.
but I'm looking forward to it. And then July 26th, Fairy Fencer F, ADF. I'm gonna let Smashy talk about that one because I said it wrong before.
Fairy Fencer F, Advent Dark Horse. I mean, Force, right?
Oh, you fucked it up this time.
Oh. No, I did it on purpose, I swear.
Sure.
Right. Yeah, it's an RPG. I played a tiny amount of the first one, but I played it right after playing through like 2 Neptunia games in a row. So I was like, this is very similar. I'm not playing a third one right now. Third game just like that, so I didn't play too much of it, but it looks pretty good. We'll see. I don't know too much about it, honestly.
I don't either. But yeah, those are the only things that I have of note in July, right now, at least.
Okay. I back that. I back that. I don't have any updates myself, although I'm gonna be honest, I really am thinking about pre-ordering Seventh Dragon because I want the art book if it's still available, but we'll see. So I think that'll about do it for this week. Man, we have so much to discuss in the coming weeks, you guys. So we will be checking back with you in 2 weeks. Is that right, Sushi? Smashy?
Sure.
Sure, sounds good.
All right. Well, of course, thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you guys enjoyed, oh fuck, I can't talk. All right, I'm gonna try to get through this, and if I fuck up at some point, I'm sorry, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you guys enjoyed what you heard, you can also reach out to us on Twitter at twitter.com/cbheroines. And of course, if you want to reach me, you can reach me on Twitter at PizzaMaid, or you can also reach me on my blog at pizzamaid.moe. Sushi, how can folks reach you on the internet?
I am Sushi Geisha on Twitter, Tumblr, and I have a blog that I actually updated recently.
What?
Yeah, go figure. Who knew? It's sushigeisha.co. I updated it to kind of do a quick review on Valhalla, and the developer actually retweeted it, so I was very appreciative
Aww.
of that. They are so good with the community. Like, they are retweeting fan art. This one girl kind of gave a review about how the game made her feel uncomfortable, and they wanted to talk to her about it and like, you know, get her side and tell her their side. Like, they're just really positive about that game, and they're building a good community, I think. There's already people at AX that are cosplaying from the game right now, and the developers are freaking out. They feel so honored to have fans, and I like supporting people like that. So yeah, they're cool.
That's awesome. And Smashy, how can folks reach you also on the interwebs?
I am Smashy on Twitter. It's at Yawgmoth2.
All right.
I don't tweet pretty much ever, though. Don't follow me.
Oh, now everyone should follow you. But I think that'll do it this week. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Episode 21, we will get out to you guys in about 2 weeks, and we will see you all soon. This is the Heroines of the Cherry Blossom, signing out.
Bye.